All right, folks, we're going to walk you through how to utilize your MHS700L hotspot through Verizon. There's one little quirk you have to do every time that you power on the device, which just takes a second, but it will not read data from your SIM card properly unless you do this. So we wanted to show you how to physically do it. So you'll receive your hotspot like this. It should be turned off, and the SIM card will already be inserted back here behind the SIM door. So we're going to open up the SIM door, and first thing we're going to do is use a fingernail. It's easiest with your thumb, and you're going to press in the SIM card like a button, and it's going to pop out and eject itself slightly like that. That's what you want, and you don't need to pull the SIM all the way out. You can just leave it slightly ejected like that. Then we're going to turn it around and power it back on, or power it on for the first time. And what we're going to do is we're going to allow this thing to boot all the way up without the SIM pressed in. That SIM is going to stay ejected just like that. And it's going to take just a couple of moments here, and it should power cycle on. You're going to want to make sure it loads all the way. Don't jump the gun and press the SIM in. So there you go. It's booted all the way up, and it's prompting you to connect, or you can visit myjetpack.com. When you get to that screen, that's when you can go ahead and insert the SIM. And again, you're just going to use your fingernail, and you're going to press it in like a button, and you'll feel it snap into place. And then shut the door. It'll say, please wait. It says no service available at first. That means it's still kind of grabbing the network and doing all that. If you give it just a second, it should populate and read Verizon 4G LTE. And there it is. So there you go. That up and down arrow means it's transmitting signal and data. It's on Verizon 4G LTE. You can log in your password. Everything else is right there. And you are good to go. Now, the thing to keep in mind is if you do have to power cycle the device, you have to do that again. You have to essentially power it on with the SIM card slightly ejected. And that's simply the only way for the device to read the SIM properly is to then press the SIM back in after it's fully booted up, and then you'll be back in this position and ready to go. One thing you can do to avoid that is you can just not power cycle the device, and you can leave it plugged in. When you go to charge it, you could just charge it with it still on. And that's how you use your MHS700L hotspot.